first lesson on how to use Excel, I just want to go over some of the format of Excel, the terms, identifications of different tools, and basic things like that, so you have an idea of what we're talking about when I refer to things later on. Okay, so Excel is basically a book that has a bunch of pages in it. And these pages are down here at the bottom. You can see them as sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Now you can rename sheets so that you can find things earlier or easier, and we'll go over that in a later session. Up here you have columns, A through infinite letters of the alphabet, and 1 through infinite numbers. And the rows are always numbers, the columns are always letters, and where those two intersect are called cells. And each cell has a name based upon its column and its row. So for example, this cell would be B2, and this one would be D4, and so on. So if something told you to put information in I10, you would just come over to I and row 10, and there you'd have it. Now up at the top, you have a series of tabs. The tabs help organize all the different tools that you can use in Excel. It'll always open in the Home tab, which should look very similar to other Microsoft Office programs such as Word and PowerPoint and things like that. So in the Home tool, you're going to see things like cut and paste, things that you can do with the font, how to align things like center or left justified. I'll teach you a little bit more about how to mess with this number tools later on, and some of this formatting stuff gets a little above what we'll need to do in our class. Insert tab is where you'll find stuff for the graphing parts. If you wanted to insert a picture, clip art, or a shape, that's also here. Text boxes are here under insert, and so is word art and some symbols. Page layout, we'll go through if you want it to be a portrait or a landscape, layout, how big you want the margins, what area you want to print, where you want page breaks, etc. Formulas, probably won't use formulas a whole lot, although we'll come back to this in a later lesson on functions and formulas. Data, this is nice too. It allows you to sort your data in different ways. Again, that's something we'll come back to. Review, this is really important in like a Word document. I haven't used it that much in Excel. And view is important because in view you can see a normal layout such as we see right here, and you can see a page layout or how it would print when you do this. And this is where you can add a header and make it really look nice for a printout. Page break preview will show you where the pages will break to print, so you know if you have data lapping over two different pages. And you can see these dotted lines will represent where the page is currently set. So this would be printed on page 1, and this would be printed on page 2, etc. One last thing I want to mention on the format of how Excel looks is if you come back up here to the view and find the formula bar, you can click on that. A lot of times it'll default to that. This is the formula bar right here. So if I were to type something in this cell, you can see it come up here in the function or formula bar. That'll be really important when we're playing with data later on and functions such as sums and averages to see what is really entered into the cell beyond what is visible to you just down in the cell. I'll come back to later on, but this is called the formula bar.